Hey everyone, welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. Today is going to be a little mix of everything. We're doing thrift flip, we're doing Dollar Tree, little thing of IOD. It's going to be a little bit of everything. And it is spring vibes, bright, vibrant colors, which I absolutely love. So I hope you enjoy. And then make sure you guys, please make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you comment and make sure you like. It's an absolutely free way you can help me out. And I'm really trying to get back into the algorithm. And with that said, let's get crafting, you guys.
So you guys, I finally came around to these. I showed you guys these from Dollar Tree on my Facebook group. And I told you from the get-go that I wanted to turn them into carrots. So here we finally are. I'm going to take Summer Crush by DIY Paints. I do currently have this available on my website. And I'm going to use my chippy brush and we are going to give this a rough coating. These little pieces had so much detail in them that I wanted it almost to look like you used wax on them. So I didn't get deep into the details. You totally can, but I wanted some of that to show through. And then I did some thinking. Why, you guys? I did too much thinking. I was like, how am I going to get the greenery to attach and stand up? And I kept on thinking and thinking, and then it was like the easiest thing in the world to do, y'all. So these have eye hooks on the top of them. And you'll see I pulled out the big guns, you guys. I pulled out the silicone finger covers. And if y'all have watched any of my past content, I usually put these on and use every other finger but the ones that I actually covered. But this time, I did utilize them. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the glue gun and I am putting glue on the right side of the eye hook and then the left side of the eye hook. Then taking my silicone finger covers, I'm pressing them together so that the glue not only is in the front, but the back. Once it cools, I take it off and it stuck really well. It didn't even like mess up the twine, the like hanging little piece on there. It worked out very well for me. I'm using this greenery that I just took off of Garland. If you guys are ever at Hobby Lobby when they have clearance on their greenery garlands, get them. They go a long way. Now I'm going to show you close up. Just in case we have newbies here, you guys, so be patient. We are going to take that hot glue gun and then see how I'm coating the right side of the eye hook. Then I'm going to take that piece of greenery, just kind of lay it on there, and then I'm going to get those two covered fingers and I'm going to press. That hot glue is now, because I'm squeezing it, going to go in the front and the back of that piece of greenery, making sure that it is held on there very securely. Then after it cools, I'm going to easily be able to separate my fingers. They have these, the pink ones are at Dollar Tree. Not sure if they still have them, but that's where I got the pink ones. And then we are going to take the left side, and you'll see I'm not dousing this at all. I am just putting enough to cover, and then I'm squeezing and waiting until that's cool. And these look so good, you guys. The greenery stood up great, and I love the way they looked. And of course, because I can never leave anything alone, and because we have to cover that glue, I'm going to take some fabric. I'm just putting little slits and then I'm tearing them. I actually get these, the white is like a polyester blend from Walmart and they do so well for the fabric bows, you guys, and tearing them up. And then I'm going to take this vintage scrap piece that I have and I am going to tear up some strands of that as well. Now in real time, I'm going to show you, we're going to wrap this around 3 fingers. I'm going to make sure to leave some tails on the end. Then I'm cinching our little loop that we made in the middle. I'm going to take some of that other scrap fabric. I'm going to lay the bow on top of that fabric, and then I'm going to tie it off. Now, I'm not going to cut any of this excess off because it's a messy fabric bow. So if it sticks out, even better. Just adds to that fluffiness of the bow. Once we get our bow, we're going to put some hot glue on it and then we're going to put it on top of that eye hook, and this is going to make sure that we get all of that glue covered. Now there's other ways I'm sure we could have wrapped twine around it. Give me your guys' ideas, you guys. Would you have done something other than the bow to cover up like the glue part at the base? Could put a little tag on there that says carrot, tons of different options. But you guys, for a little Dollar Tree flip, I thought these turned out so stinking cute. Look at those. I wish I had a wood bowl for these because these would look fire in a wood bowl as fillers, or you can hang them on your knobs. You can even paint these in pastels, you guys, and they would look so beautiful for Easter. So hopefully you can find these in your local store.
All right, guys, we have these. I got these in a baggie at Savers. And of course, I thought, you guys know you have those things that you buy and you're like, this is going to be so easy to flip. Like, I thought I was just going to stick some transfers on them. But I am, I like care too much. I notice, don't talk about it, okay? Just stop staring at it. Let's get this over with. Stop. It's like the movie. Like, let's not talk about Bruno. No. Don't talk about my nail. Just not talk. I'll use these. Anyways, I noticed so many imperfections on them and I was like, oh, and I don't think they were supposed to be like this, but they're all like cracked up. And I love that. But there's like these weird, like yellow drip marks and stuff. And I'm like, ugh. Now we gotta paint, you guys. Now we gotta paint. Not as easy as I thought it was gonna be, but that's okay. So we're gonna paint some of these and we'll go from there. So let's do this.
I'm gonna grab crinoline to start off with. Now, crinoline was the only one that I felt the need to do 2 coats with, and then the other colors only needed a 1-ply application. I'm going to stipple as per usual, and stippling just means I'm bouncing that brush up and down so that I don't have brush marks because they give me the heebie-jeebies, okay? And once I'm done with that one, we're going to use some colors that we haven't seen in a while, you guys. Not this one. I use this one often. This one is Apothecary, and it's probably my most used color that I have. It's just stunning, and it's beautiful, and it seriously goes with everything. And you guys, these have the best crackle in them. I was so excited. And then I started getting all, crafty here and holding my eggs up with rolls of tape and muffin tin things, muffin holders. Now this is a color we haven't seen in a while, you guys, Cowgirl Coral. And this is what I love about spring is that all of these beautiful, bright, vibrant colors get to come out and play again. And not only this one, but the most underrated color ever is Water Lily. This color is just so beautiful. It just makes me smile. It's vibrant, it's different, and I love the way it looks when it dries down. So if you guys don't have this in your collection, grab it. Now I'm going to go into the IOD transfers from this spring. I do not have these. I did not buy into the spring collection, you guys, so make sure to go check your IOD website out. So keep in mind, you guys, with IOD or any transfers that you are using, that you can manipulate them. Cut out what you want of them, turn them into your own. I took the pieces out of frames. I cut different wreaths apart. So it doesn't have to be the way that it looks. And if you guys don't have IOD transfers, you can do Dollar Tree. You can use decoupage paper, or maybe you're supporting your girl Brandy at the DIY struggle and buying some of her amazing transfers or decoupage papers, or you could even print from graphicfairies.com. So let me show you a couple hacks that I use when applying transfers to rounded surfaces. First off, I make sure to take off all the excess paper. Then I'm going to make slits wherever I can. I learned this from when I used to do vinyl a lot. This is going to help give a little give, I guess you could say, to the paper as it is bending. So I'm going to lay the transfer on top of my egg, and then I'm going to start on the top. Now, your transfers do have a little bit of tack to them, so they do stick. However, sometimes if you're moving your hand around or you're moving positions, you can take your hand or your finger off, and then like your transfer is going to kind of pop up and off. We don't want that to happen. So I'm going to take that painter's tape and I'm going to place it on the bottom. That way, if something happens and I have to lift my hand up, that transfer sheet isn't going to come with it. So I'm working my way down to the bottom, rubbing down as I lift up on that carrier sheet. And you're going to see me do this again. Once that is fully released onto the egg, then we are going to go ahead and we are going to burnish it. Burnish it just means that we are rubbing it into that surface to make sure all of that transfer is adhered properly and is gorgeous. Look at that water lily, you guys. I love it so much. It is so good. All right. So after we're done rubbing that, and what are we doing next? I don't know. What is up next? Okay. And okay, we're going to do it one more time. So I put the slits in it. I'm holding it up with the painter's tape. And then I am going to push down and lift up on that carrier sheet, starting from the left side to the right side. Take your time when you're working with a rounded surface, because what happens is that carrier sheet kind of wants to pop up as you're going through the curves. But if you work slowly and work in sections, then you shouldn't have a problem. And if it does crack or if a little piece chips off, I want to let you know it's okay. Nothing has to be perfect here. Now, this one was actually a full sheet, and I decided I wanted to make it. I wasn't going to be able to attach it in one piece because of how curved the egg is. So I knew my best bet was to apply them separately. So I made a slit in the wreath, and I'm going to show you how I applied this because it is a little tricky. I am going to take the painter's tape, attach it, then I am going to start on one side of this wreath, okay? And I'm going to work my way around. And then as I get to, you'll see on my right side here, see how it bows up? That is going to, I'm going to slit it right there so that I have the carrier sheet is more relaxed. Then when I get to one point, you're going to see right here, hold on you guys, I got to adjust. Okay. Once we get right here, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut a portion of that carrier sheet off, because the more of the carrier sheet you have on there, the harder it is to kind of control it, I guess you could say. So I cut off that excess, and then now this piece that is left, it is going to rest nicely onto that curve. It's not going to bow out anymore. And then I could just keep on working my way around the egg. And this is going to help with like not having the cracking or the breaking. So again, when you're working with a rounded surface, it really is just about patience and doing things in sections. And then you're going to have a better results in the long run. All right. Now that we're done with that, you guys, we are going to take our DIY clear wax and we are going to brush that on all of our eggs. I do have this in stock right now, you guys, and I do want to let you know that I do have my paint products on my website, unicorndustdesigns.com, but I'm also going to be doing a claim and bundle show on Whatnot. So that means that you can kind of stock up and it'll be max shipping $9.21. If you're new to the app, you'll also get $15 credit to use towards that show or any show for that matter. So I'll leave the link down if you're interested, and then you could go bookmark it. And I'm also going to be doing IOD sales on there as well. So definitely take a look, and then make sure you guys, while we're here, while we're chatting your ear off and I'm waxing, please make sure you're subscribed. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and make sure to comment. I'm really trying hard to get back into the algorithm. As you guys know, I keep coming in and out. Hopefully this isn't in for a while, and I could really use that support. So thank you guys. So, okay, we're waxing. Make sure you guys, if you're using DIY's wax, it is all natural. So try not to dip your brush into the wax. You don't want to it'll get yucky if you contaminate it. And then I'm just wiping the excess off with a paper towel. And you guys, side note, I found my ladybug vacuum. Who remembers this? Talk about bringing it back. All right, this is how they turned out. Isn't, you guys, the water lily is like my favorite. And look at the wing in that butterfly, how it plays off of the water lily. You guys got to let me know which one is your favorite, at least the color. Cowgirl, coral, water lily, apothecary, or crinoline, because these turned out so good for being like broken, cracked thrift store eggs. These turned out way better than I could have imagined. So I hope they inspired you. And remember, there's so many other ways you can make these besides using the IOD transfers as well.
All right, you guys, I've had this for I don't know how long. I don't know how long. I'm pretty sure I got it thrifting, thought I was gonna do something with it and never did. And then you guys, I saw it from a distance and just like that. Do you guys remember the what do you call it? Nautical rope bunnies I made long ago. Do you remember those little guys? I was like, I could do the same thing with this, but like a bigger version. So I'm finally going to take this. This is craft coiling. I know I've seen baskets. It says baskets, belts, placements, wreaths. This is definitely vintage. Definitely vintage. Look at her. She's so happy. She's so happy to be making all that stuff. And then this is just like a store-bought pillowcase that I found at a thrift store. There was 2 of them, I think, for like $2. And I'm digging this side. There is this side, but I think we're going to use this side as the background to the ears. So let's get started.
After unwrapping this thing, it was like a python. I swear, you guys, it was like wrapped around my stomach and my glue gun, and this thing was crazy. But you guys, what is this stuff made out of? No joke. It finally came. It's like coffee filters. It is like coffee filters. I was saying tissue paper when I initially did it. It feels like coffee filters that are tied up with string. That's what it feels like. These are insane. What is this made out of? Because I threw away the tag. Okay, back to the DIY though. So we're gonna start wrapping this around each other, okay? And you want to be as tight as you can. Just start with your end and start wrapping it around itself. Now, I will say, when you are doing this, try to keep your hot glue towards the top of one end or another, okay? And I say this because if we put the hot glue in the middle of this strand, when you start pulling it and tightening on it, it could possibly go through to each side. And we don't want that. We just want one ugly side, okay? And that is going to be the side that you're seeing come at you right now when I lay it down. So what I'm doing is I'm putting that hot glue towards the top, and then I'm running it around. That way, as I squeeze, the hot glue is coming out towards me. And when I go to flip this, you're not going to see any of that hot glue on the other side. And I did, like I said, make these with nautical rope. So I'll get that video and I'll make sure to put it in the description box for you. Sorry, I just smacked my lips there. All right. I couldn't, you guys, I wanted this to be so big. It was so hard to find a stopping point, but I did. And I cut this, and this thing, I swear it was paper and string, and it was a little bit messy and hard to like keep down, but I got it. Then we're going to do the ears. Now, this was a little harder than the nautical rope because this was so thick and it did not want to keep its shape. It kept on wanting to like bow outwards. So once I found the shape that I wanted, I cut 2 pieces, and then this is how we're going to kind of cover up that end piece, right? So nobody can see this like stopping point. We're going to start with the ear here, and then we're going to wrap it down. Now, like I said, because this was so stiff, it wanted to keep bowing out on me, so I couldn't get it to just stay still. So then I decided to take a piece of twine and wrap it around that ear, and that kept it exactly in the shape that I needed, and then it was able to actually dry. So for the second ear, I decided before I started gluing to tie the ear with the piece of twine, then get the hot glue and adhere it to our little bunny head here. And that ended up working so much better this time, y'all, because that other ear was a struggle. All right, now we are going to take the twine off of our ears, and we are, you guys, get a big glue gun if you're going to do this. Don't like pull a me here. I already cut the fabric off of here, And I'm going to take my hot glue gun. You guys, I'm using a mini here. I don't know what I was thinking. I was probably just being lazy and not wanting to take out the big glue gun. Get out the big glue gun if you're going to do this, big bunny. And I just start dousing it with hot glue, just hoping it's not going to dry before I actually like flip it and put it on the fabric. Well, after I'm done gluing it, I'm trying to work so fast that of course, I get it up and I flip it, and then I'm like, oh man, because I wanted this to be really tight. So there's a little bit of sagging in the ears. It's okay, it's not that bad, but I'm gonna cut around it. And you know what? I ended up doing it this way instead of just putting the fabric behind the ears, because the ears, like I said, this material was so stiff that I felt like this would actually add more support to the ears being attached to like the body of the piece. So this ended up working out really good. I cut all of the excess off, made sure everything was adhered because some of the glue did dry before I put the fabric on. And because we're not wasting any pieces, I got the tie portions of the pillowcase, and I'm going to do a simple crisscross bow. So it starts off kind of looking like a breast cancer awareness ribbon, and then you just cinch it right in the middle, and it makes the sweetest, most simplest bow. And I take some scrap fabric, and then I just tie it off in the middle, and then I'll make sure if there's excess to tie the excess off, because it's not like the messy bow. We don't want to see all of the extras. And then we are going to hot glue it. And this way we're going to cover that like connecting point. We don't want to see all of that openness right there. And then we're also going to be able to cover where we ended our, our face. And this is how it turned out, you guys. Super cute. You could even put a hanger on this and use it as a door hanger. I was going to say a trivet, but don't do that because it's paper and we don't want to light anything on fire. Or just on a bookshelf or something. So remember, there is a smaller version of this, you guys. And if you guys didn't know, we do challenges accompanied with giveaways every 2 weeks on the Unicorn Dust Designs Facebook group. My friend Tracy helps me out, so make sure to go join and answer the 3 questions. Link is in the bio. Okay, here's one piece that has been sitting on my desk forever, and I'm determined. I'm determined to get through the stuff by my desk. I am going to use Fancy Farm Girl, and we are going to paint the entire little tote. Is it a tote? I think it's a tote. I don't know. What's your favorite green paint to use, you guys? Fancy Farm Girl's pretty up there with me, but so is Gypsy Green. I don't know, ABR2. I don't know. Anyways, this had some staining on it. I could have used Salvation Solution or a stain blocker like Kills, but I knew that I wouldn't be mad if it came through the paint, because for me, nothing has to be perfect, and I love it looking a little bit worn, and it did happen. The staining did come through. It almost looks like water stains. And then I'm going to take some liquid patina after I'm done painting it. Liquid patina is going to give you a matte finish. Big Top is going to give you a little bit of sheen. And I did not choose to do wax because I still wanted to apply that resin piece we made in a previous video. And I didn't think that the glue was going to stick to the wax. So I use liquid patina to seal our paint. Then taking our pretty little resin piece that we made in a previous video, I'm going to take Rub and Buff. Now, I cleared this with the Triple Glaze by Krylon, and the Rub and Buff didn't want to like stick to it. I mean, it did. It covered some of it, and I was happy with it. But if you want a thick coating, I would definitely recommend you having to paint first and then apply the Rub and Buff if you want a very vibrant gold on there. So after I'm done with that, I'm going to take this B7000. I actually use this on my jewelry because it has the fine tip, but I can add this to my Amazon store link for you guys, and that'll be in the description box. So I haven't used these yet because I was like, how do we apply these and not have a bunch of glue showing through them? So I decided to get the small tip glue and then just put the glue behind the flowers. That way it didn't show through any of the clear spots on this. And that ended up doing the job. Now, I made sure to apply this while the tote was standing up. Don't do it while it's laying down, you guys, because what happens, and it's happened to me quite a few times, is you go to stand it up after it dries and realize that you put it too far down and now it doesn't sit flat. So make sure to do it while it's standing up and then lay it on its back to completely dry. I'm going to accessorize it with Spanish moss. Y'all, I had to break down and finally buy Spanish moss at Hobby Lobby because my Dollar Tree does not carry it anymore. And then I'm going to add these like thrifted flowers. I don't have floral foam, nothing in the bottom, just having fun with decorating. I don't want anything permanent in there. So just arranging those flowers. Then I'm going to do some thrifted accessories like a little bird and some eggs. And this is it. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Hopefully you got inspired for spring. Please, please, please make sure to subscribe, comment, and like. I appreciate you all so much for being here. And look out for more content throughout next week. Bye, you guys.
Oh my gosh, the case. Okay, let's see. Sure, I like this one. Oh my gosh, I love the cats. Okay. For a second, like why? Why do I have, like, am I gonna light it? I don't even know if it smells anymore. I don't know.